What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, and I'm here with
Gershwan.
And today we're back at it answering your question in another For the Greater.
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put a question in front of your question because we get those questions first. And that is what good old Liam Ford did. He asks, what would you rate from worst to best of being either a rubric marine, a plague marine, a noise marine, or a corn berserker?
That's very interesting because they all have their benefits and their weaknesses, I guess. Yeah. So corn, obviously, you're going to be bloodthirsty, which who isn't nowadays?
Right.
You're going to be good in combat, but you can't cast those awesome warp powers. Speaking of warp powers, you can cast a bunch of warp powers, but that's pretty much all you got if you're a follower of Zeech.
Yeah, even though you did say rubric marines.
Yeah, rubric marines, they got no bodies. It's all soul and a suit of armor, which I like Fullmetal Alchemist. So
it is basically that guy.
That is basically, yeah. And then you got to the Nurgles, which you're pretty resilient, kind of a thick boy, maybe a tentacle armor too, but you're pretty hideous. And
I don't think you're all there.
Right.
Like you're really, really happy. You know, like when you meet somebody and they're like super cheery and they're like, the word of Jesus. It's kind of like, dude, no, like there's something wrong with you. Like, grow up. And the noise marine, because Nurgle and yeah,
Nurgle's all about happiness. And the noise marine, you get to be really badass, a guitar hero.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I think my personal thing would be from worst. It would be rubric marines because you're just an empty shell. Like you
can cast freaking warp lightning and stuff.
Yeah, but you're still like that. It's not really you. Like it was a curse that happened to them.
I mean, your body's not there, but your soul is.
But you're trapped. So like you can never actually like come. There is nothing to come out. So that's why I would put that last. Mm-hmm. And then the next one would be the Nurgle Marines because I don't like small holes, and the whole like Jehovah Witness bullshit that I think is stupid. Like I'm not drinking that Nurgle juice. What do they call it? Kool-Aid. Mm-hmm. And then the next one would probably be Corn Berserker, and I think the best would be a Noise Marine for me personally. I would like boobs.
Not all of them have them though. Some just have like crazy hair.
That's true.
Yeah.
You guys should check out read the book Eisenhorn Xenos, because they have a description of a Slanesh worshipping Chaos Marine. I think he might be a Noise Marine. I'm not too sure. But like everything about him is just so badass. He killed a person by just standing there and looking at him. Like it's just like you have these powers of like lust and attraction, and it's just pretty badass. So I would choose that as my top.
Damn, I gotta keep my. Wait, if that's your top, does that mean you're a bottom?
Yeah.
Oh, fits with the whole Noise Marine thing.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna like describe the Noise Marine, but I think that'd be too much. We'd end up dying.
Yeah.
It's like a lip ring, hat.
You're describing a person that we know now.
Maybe we know a Noise Marine.
Yeah.
Good guitar hero.
What's your list or your ranking?
Down at the bottom, I'd go with Corn Berserker because you're angry all the time and it hurts just being alive.
Yeah.
Because of that, even though they're really good on the tabletop, I'm gonna have to say no for a Berserker. Then I'd say the Noise Marine because if you could kill people just by being there, that's a lonely life. You're going to be the best looking lonely person that nobody even knows you, but the best looking because they're dead.
That's true.
And I'd put Nurgle second place because, I mean, you're happy all the time, but you just want to spread the love, but that love makes everything hideous.
Yep.
And the best thing about being a rubric marine is nobody knows what you look like because it's just an outer shell. That's not the real you. You got a mask on, and you can cast magic powers.
Mask off.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah, I understand your and sound or what is it? Fullmetal Alchemist was your favorite show, so
yeah, I gotta go with the homie Alphonse.
Good question.
Yeah. Would you guys pick the same ones?
Probably. Next question comes from Promissist. Promissist? Is Firstborn Pattern Dreadnought capable of packing Primaris Marines as a pilot? No.
Yeah, we kind of touched base on this in the previous for the Greater Wall. Like you said it really good with the whole
Software and hardware thing.
Hardware. Yeah, you can't put a floppy disk in a Mac, can you?
Right.
It's the same thing.
You can't put a USB into one of those ancient old computers that we used to use to learn how to keyboard. Remember keyboard class?
Oh, I loved it.
Next.
I'm not even going to say it. This one's by Brian Ricker. Do you think that the Black Templars will get their own codex again? You do?
Yeah.
Nah, because the more codices you give to other Space Marines, the less you'll have in the actual core Space Marine book.
They don't give a fuck. They want you to buy something.
That's true.
Like, I guarantee you that 2 years from now, they're going to be like, Black Templars have their own supplement.
Mm-hmm. That's why they're releasing this one that's coming out in October with all the chapters in it. And then you got your own Death Watch, Blood Angels, Grey Knights, Space Wolves separately.
They know how to make money.
They do. It's like, all you need an index? Good. 2 weeks later. All you need a codex? Good. 2 weeks later. All you need a supplement? Good. 2 weeks later. New edition. Get everything again.
Yeah. I think one of the most annoying things that happened to me is when the Orc Codex came out for 7th edition. This isn't about Orktober. Well, it kind of is, but...
I remember this.
So that came out, and I was like, oh, awesome. And then, like, I don't even think the pre-order was... Like, it was the week of the pre-order, and they announced that we were going to get the stolen or looted battle wagons. Something that was in previous editions and like was coming back, and I was like, yeah, it's gonna be in the codex. Get the codex. It's not there. You have to buy like another supplement in order to get that. It's just like, why? Like, just, you announced it in the same week. Like, why not just print that one page and put it in the freaking... It was just dumb. It was annoying.
Mm-hmm. That is very annoying. Like, why would they do that? It's supposed to be October.
It is.
The codex didn't even come out till November.
Yeah. Next question.
Pug Lover 253. You think Abaddon will finally say F it and become a demon prince of chaos undivided? And if so, do you think he'd be able to 1v1 Gilliman if he did that?
I think he can 1v1 Gilliman right now.
The only reason why I think a regular, well, I say regular, but a chaotically empowered Space Marine can take on Gilliman is because of the blade that he's wielding. Not just that, but he's got weaponry from a Primarch. So that kind of puts him on the same stage as Gilliman. But physiologically speaking, Gilliman should be far superior. I never understood why they pit these two together when clearly one's a Primarch, one's not.
Well, but one's empowered by all 4 Chaos Gods.
But even then, so that's like saying... Because back then it was like Chaos Space Marines and Space Marines are equals when they shouldn't be. Because Chaos Space Marines have that chaos.
Yeah.
So if anything, Primaris should be the equals to Chaos Space Marines.
I don't think they should be the equals. I actually think that... Because we had a discussion in the group chat, remember? Mm-hmm. So like the question was... I already forgot what the question was. But it's so basically, I do think that a Chaos Corrupted Space Marine is far stronger than Primaris. So even though right now it might seem like there are more Primaris Marines and there's more Space Marines and they should outnumber Chaos, you're still comparing oranges to apples. When one is better. Which one that is, I don't really know.
Right, and then you have different flavors of apples.
Yes. Oh, yeah. With like Nurgle
mm-hmm.
and yeah.
Core and all that stuff.
Yeah. So I think I understand why Abaddon and Gilliman are thrown at each other. I don't understand why Drago can beat up Mortarion. That I don't understand.
Not just a hard-fought battle where Drago barely comes out on top. No, this dude stomped him down and carved his name on his chest.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me.
I always want to bring that up because a lot of times people are like, what? Drago beat Mortarion? Oh, I bet it was a great epic battle. It's all one-sided, dude.
Yeah.
This one's by Brian Zachary. Will the Tyranids ever get a hybrid or a legendary unit, kind of like Kerrigan, that can compete compete with powerful beings such as demon princes and the Catan.
Who?
The Tyranids.
Oh.
Well, I mean, you got the Bio Titans, and I guess that's the closest thing. You got the Swarm Lord, which is capable of taking down Chapter Masters.
I don't think they should, though. I think the fact that like the Tyranids are supposed to be like the apex predator makes them cool and makes them cool, like what it is. And I think GW tried to do that when they came out with that. What was that thing with like the tentacles that like came out? It was like on all fours.
Yeah. I forgot what it's called.
But those things were supposed to be special.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool if they did something like they did with the Warriors too. Or no, the Tyrant Guards, because they are made from the
genetic material of Space Marines.
So it's like cool. It's like consume or fight a Primarch or fight or consume a Catan shard, and then all of a sudden you develop some type of biological thing to combat that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it would be really cool if it was like a group of them and not just like one being.
Right.
Because I don't like Old One Eye. I don't like that concept in Tyranids where it's like it's one individual that has this power. It'd be cool if there's just multiple of them.
Mm-hmm. But hey, who knows? I mean, there are theories that the Outsider is the one like controlling the Tyranids, or maybe they consumed him and he's become the hive mind, and then they just haven't gotten to the point where they need to create a Tyranid out of the material of that Catan shard.
Yeah.
Or Catan, whatever, if he has been sharded or not. That's fun to say.
Next one.
Mohammed Suamarowo. Adeptus Custodi versus a Grey Knight. Who would win and how would it go? That's interesting because when you think about a Grey Knight, they're already an Adeptus Custodi that have magic, that have warp powers. Mm-hmm. So, gotta give it to the Grey Knight.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, because Custodians, even though they don't have powers, they are really, really strong. But I mean, Custodians are supposed to be strong, but I think to me, the reason why they don't appear to be as strong is because of how easily the Gal Vorbak, like, beat him up back in the Heresy time. Like, this dude, like, ripped this guy's head off with his spine still attached to it. It's like, bro, you guys are supposed to be the Custodians. Like, you shouldn't be going down like this.
Yeah.
I think that's traumatized me ever since.
Next question comes from Laiturin Mato. Can the Emperor's Light find us? Maybe the Crusade is on its way. That would be kind of cool, like if it turns out, because like I've been watching a lot of videos about how aliens have been watching us this entire time, and that like NASA's not really telling us about what's going on. That there's been situations where beings things interact with satellites in space, and people just say, yeah, it's UFO, or like NASA says, yeah, it's UFOs. We can't really answer what it is. It would be cool if we were just a feudal world, or I guess it would be a civilized world in the imperial sense, and Terra and the Great Crusade is coming our way. But then that means that we would have to develop navigators. And no, not that I'm aware of, but there is no navigators in our society yet.
Closest thing we have to that is like what? Bridget B?
Yeah, she's my navigator.
She tells me where to go.
Next question.
Bruce Corey. What would you say is the rarest and most expensive 40K model that you have?
Individual model, I think. Damn, I don't even know.
Yeah, at one point I had those like Chaplain Terminators that they did for like store openings, but we gave it away for a giveaway.
And even then, I think it was only like what, $80?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like hard to come to get it.
I think it would have to be like something. No, I don't even have anything. No, I don't have anything that's really that expensive. Everything together is expensive.
Yeah, just on its own, not so much.
And also, when you buy the boxes and you drop like over or close to $200, that's expensive. But it comes with a bunch of shit. So
yeah.
If I ever buy a what are they called? The not the Gorkanaut. Oh yeah, the Gorkanaut Gorkanaut or the other one. Morkanaut. Then that'll probably be the most expensive miniature that I have because they're like $120.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Yeah.
I think in terms of dollar value, I think the Imperial Knight was the most expensive because it already came painted and based and everything. So.
How much did you pay for it?
I think it was like $120.
Yeah, that's around the price, right?
Around there. I don't know. It's been a while. I've had that one for a while, but I don't use it much because it's expensive point wise.
And because of my tank busters.
That's another reason too.
This question comes from Hardbass Doge. If a Space Marine and an Orc got into an arm wrestling match, who would win? It depends on the Space Marine and it depends on the Orc. Mm-hmm. If it's just like your average vanilla Orc and your average vanilla Space Marine, like an Ultramarine, I would give it to the Space Marine.
Really?
Yeah, knowledge over just brute strength.
Yeah, I guess so. Because it's like, oh, if I twist my wrist this way and I put pressure this way, I'll beat his brute strength.
And I grab his nutsack and yank.
Whoa, you're going to make him pee.
Orcs don't pee.
They don't?
Mm-mm.
They sweat it out, right?
Yeah, they sweat it out.
This one is by Jennifer Hunt. Any Orctober news this year?
I don't want to talk about it. Go away.
Yeah, Orctober last year.
Every year.
Yeah, it left a gash in his psyche.
Giovanni Bini. Does some intact and complete STC still exist in the 42nd millennium? Probably. They just haven't found it. Or it's locked away in the vaults of Mars.
Right. Or Meteo's got it in the back of his lowrider.
Yeah. His nickname is Trazen the Infinite.
Mm-hmm.
They go, Ira, I will infinite.
Bunny Hop. If you guys saw a Slaneshi Demonette, what would it look like to you guys since it's supposed to appear as your wildest desires?
Like you.
Aw.
Bridget B.
Holding some waffles?
Yeah. I like waffles over pancakes for sure. What about you?
Probably like half Bridget B, half Mia Khalifa.
Which half?
Both halves. It's like one of those like fun house mirrors where like if you stand this way you see one thing and if you stand that way you see the other.
That's good because you get the best of both worlds. Like you don't miss out on any of them. You could just like, and then
Yeah.
For sure. Either that or Alicia Keys. Next question comes from Bryant Ricker. Oh, it's the Codex, the Black Templar Codex thing. Yeah. So next one.
This one is by Hames Jayward. If all models ever sold by GW took part in a massive battle, who do you think would be the last one standing?
They're plastic models, bro. What are you talking about? You mean if they came to life? And would it be like Toy Story where they're still miniatures? Or are they like full-fledged like human beings and demigods? You know what? When I first started playing Warhammer, like I would have dreams and I would sit in class at school and just like daydream about like my miniatures coming to life.
When they're just like, oh, build me, I'm in this sprue. Like it hurts.
I used to think like whenever I would build something or paint something and then I would add it onto like the box of where my miniatures were, like I would imagine like I close the box and then they like start talking like, oh, who's the new guy? Oh shit, it's a war boss. Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah. But yeah, what was this question?
Who would win between all 40K miniatures?
Oh, Space Marines.
Yeah, first of all, there's way more of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Space Marines.
Yeah, hands down.
Mm-hmm.
Imperium too, I guess, if you want to say that.
Yeah.
And this question is going to be the last question. A all the way to Z. 2.
Two?
2.
Damn.
Are you slackers?